Oh my goodness. Are we live? Like it said, preparing to go live for probably half a minute. And I'm still not convinced that we are. Let me check, y'all. Hang on. Ah. All right, hang on. Okay. It says we're live. All right. Yes, okay. I see myself. I mean, that's scary when you see yourself staring right back at you. Hello. Okay. So I know that Twitter's live. I have no idea if you. Oh my gosh! Holy crap! What am I gonna? I'm gonna celebrate right now. I'm getting the Wayne Gretzky out for this, y'all. It's on Twitter and YouTube. This is such a good day. I'll save this. It's gotta pace myself. All right. I don't know where you're at watching this, but I guarantee you it is windy wherever you are in America, because this is, oh my gosh, there's no shelf space in here. I've literally clogged up every freaking place to sit stuff. So, all right, thank you for your patience on all the technical issues that we have. I'm so glad to see that. You have no idea. This feels like freaking Christmas right now. Every Thursday and Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, we go live here. Thursday, we do the deep dive. Yesterday was America's Stonehenge. That was fascinating. I've got to get back up to New Hampshire now. I cannot believe I was there like 5 months ago and didn't know that this America's Stonehenge existed. Big thanks to Dennis and Kelsey Stone for spending time with us talking about that. Next week, next Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, going to have Razor Fist on. We're going to talk about America's first dictator, Abraham Lincoln. Oh my gosh. I don't know how much time he's got for Thursday, but I feel like he and I could talk about this for a day and a half. And so we'll be talking to Razor Fist Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be interesting. Let's see. What's next Thursday's guest? Oh, Jeffy and Brad will be my next Friday's guest for the Friday live stream. So I hope you'll stick around. Now, let me get to my guest for this Friday's live stream. When we get in here and we just hang out. I got a couple of friends of mine, Laura and Jessica. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
All right. Very good. This is, I cannot overemphasize how excited I am that things seem to be working today. Holy crap. I'm on cloud nine now. Before I forget, get over to the Instagram page at The Mike Show. Gabby has been she stays so busy, and out of the goodness of her heart, she posts stuff over there. Check that out at The Mike Show on Instagram. And shout out to Wes for all the technical fun that he has to deal with and getting us on the air as well. Thank you, sir, wherever you're lurking out there behind the scenes. Okay, ladies. Jessica is in Colorado. Laura is here in Texas. Follow them on Twitter. Chances are you already do, and you don't follow me. Because you got to follow, let's see, how do I point? Fancy This and Forest Mommy. And in fact, Jess does her own live streaming. Where can people find the stuff that you do?
So mostly at Rumble, Forest Mommy on Rumble. Mm-hmm. You can find me there. And then I started a new show with a friend, which I'm not in control of. And I just show up and look pretty. And
That's
it's
a disclaimer.
Late night Fridays. So we have one tonight. It's late night. So we get a little... It's a late night Friday show, okay? We get a little rough around the edges.
Do you have Wayne Gretzky 99 on hand?
There's definitely plenty of stuff on hand, but that one's called It's called The Correct Opinion, but it's spelled COWRECT. It was just a play on the word. I don't know if we like it or not yet, but anyways, that's a fun Friday night show.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, and Miss Laura, You're here in... oh, my gosh. Before I forget, I've got to show this. I'm telling y'all, I rearranged up here, and this is the first time that I've really had to practically use the space, and I'm realizing there's not enough shelf space now, and that's a problem. But
now you know.
Look at this. I bought this from your store. If people want... Normally, it's hanging back here, but I'm like, you know what? I got to make sure I don't forget to show this off. Because I bought this from your online store, which I think is it's in your bio at Fancy This on Twitter.
Yeah, it's linked in my Twitter bio. That is getting a redesign. But
let me read this. Real quick, and then I'll let you do your spiel here. In this house, we believe the state is a mafia, the news is propaganda, democracy is mob rule, politics is a charade, taxation is theft, rights are not granted by the government. Please expound.
That's like if you asked me to boil down my basic fundamental political beliefs, I think that encapsulates it.
I love it. It needs to be on display in every house in America.
Mm.
It needs to be within line of sight of any representatives of the government can see from your front door, actually.
Yeah. I also think it's a good warning for people who are entering into your home. This is what you're getting when you land, just in case you had any questions.
I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. How about we do some not so rapid fire? Let's start off with you, Miss Jessica. What is the worst purchase you've ever made? Huh?
I one time was gonna get my like personal trainer certificate, and that was a waste of $900.
Oh no!
That
Oh no!
would
Why'd
probably
you
be the,
quit
like,
on that?
Because I quit everything. Just kidding. No, that was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. So
That's funny. All right.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that's how I met one of my guests last week. Is J-Hag, Jonathan Haggerty. He was we got the Lifetime membership at Lifetime, the gym, and I did not use it. It was funny. It was cute having it, but
I'm gonna say that's like a mortgage.
Right. It was cute having it for half a minute, but you get a free session with a personal trainer, and Jonathan was mine, and he acts like I went to the bathroom to vomit. I just went there to cool water on my face, and now every time I see the man, he always says, "Oh, I'm gonna make you throw up again today." Anyway, whatever. But I love that guy. Okay, so Laura,
when I didn't want to do it too because I realized how much people complain. And I was like, you have to pay me a lot of money for me to like do that for you and have to listen to complaining because I just can't handle complaining. So anyway.
And I was gonna say too, that seemed like a good move for you, but I get that because you've got your fitness and yoga and all that sort of stuff, but it's like, no, you're right. If I have to sit and listen to people complain, that's a no. That's a no.
That's all I did. The entire like hour that I was with him, treadmill stuff and whatever. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because that is all I did was complain. Oh my gosh, y'all. Get this. I'm sorry, I just ADD moment. Again, I told you I'm very excited that we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. I can see the chat. Oh my goodness. So
watch out.
All right. Let's see. Miss Laura, what is the worst purchase that you have ever made?
Mine is far more ridiculous. Like when Jess said hers, I was like, oh, now I just feel bad because mine is actually the dumbest girl purchase of all time. A Dyson Airwrap. Have you heard of this? I'm sure Jess has, but like Keith, yeah.
Vacuum cleaner?
Okay. So Dyson, the vacuum cleaner,
meandered
their way into like beauty products. And so they make a blow dryer, curler, like it's like a multi-functional sort of blow dryer, but it doesn't work. I mean, I have done all the voodoo that women are like, no, you just have to do this and you have to do this and you have to, but it's $600. So I shouldn't have to do 83 steps leading up to curling my hair or blowing my hair out or whatever it is in order to get the curl to stay.
Huh.
So I think I might sell it, but also it's like the first gen and nobody's going to want that.
I was going to say, does it have a bad reputation and no one's going to buy it anyway? Or is it just you're not jiving with it?
So no, I mean, there's definitely a collective of women who are like, this thing is a piece of shit. And so it doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do. But then the women who like it, they're diehards. So there's no gray area for this thing.
I got this. I'm so proud of myself. I think I just came up with a solution on the fly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Help me out. Somebody talk me down. Find a Reddit group, a subreddit group that loves anything Dyson makes, and go and be like, hey,
right,
just going to have this crazy thing laying around. I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah. I'm hoping that maybe there's some sucker out there who hasn't heard about how crappy it is, and I can just like sell it on Poshmark or something, make like $200 on this.
Someone else saw it. My producer sells stuff on eBay like full time, and I'm sure I should get you guys connected. He can help you out. Make sure you get the best price for it.
You said you paid $600 for it?
Yeah. Well, it was like $5 something creeping up to $600, but it's not worth. especially now because, Dyson led the way, but now a lot of other brands have followed suit. So I think like Shark, the vacuum people. And what is it with vacuum people making curling iron or hair? I don't know. But Shark
dangerous.
makes one. Listen, in theory, it's a good idea. In practice, just use a curling iron. It works better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, we dropped $600 on a futon. I remember this back in 2001. I hate that was my worst purchase ever. I was never comfortable on it. My back always hurt. It only was practical when someone would visit and needed somewhere to sleep in the house. It's just stupid. Never buy a futon, kids. I mean, that is the mistake of a 20-something-year-old right there. By the way, look at this. Kelduck bought one of your signs. Look at that. Has it hanging in his house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
See, Kelduck, we're gonna have to get the updated version when it comes.
Yeah.
Out. So
yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Generally speaking, when home shopping, what is the most important factor for guys or for girls? I thought I would start with Laura, because both of you guys, right? You have a background in real estate, and so I thought, do you ever see, is it one thing or another, like specific to guys?
I feel like men are just generally more practical when home shopping. Like women are practical when it comes to two areas: the kitchen and storage. Those are things that like men are sort of just, they don't really consider. But women get bogged down in dumb stuff. Like, I don't like this paint color, and stuff that's like easily changed.
They
and
do sell paint.
Right. And it
you don't just buy the house
yes or no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So but yeah, and they care more about stuff that like the garage or the shed or the, I mean, not to be like super heteronormative in my explanation here, but it's a thing. Like, men think more like broad spectrum with few exceptions, and women are more narrow-minded with few exceptions. Because I mean, a kitchen really does make or break. Like, if you can't function in a kitchen, what are you buying the house for? You eat and sleep there. But
everyone's always in the kitchen. Even when you have people over, you could have a whole setup in another room. Everyone's in the kitchen.
It's so true. It's so true. Doesn't matter what you do and how comfy your couch is or your futon.
Okay.
No, everyone's in the kitchen, hovering around the stove.
I just start your clocks, ladies. I'm sorry. I just texted the youngest who just got home. Let's see how long, if she responds to my text. I'm having her bring me something that I desperately need right now, and I don't want to get up here. Okay,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it's up. Wait, hold on a second. The garage door opened. I knew she got home, and now it's closing again. And now I'm getting a little stressed that I'm not going to get my my little mason jar for my tree. Okay.
You are having me rethink my no phones position, though, because I'm like, ooh, if I could just text them to bring me something, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Let me see here. Is she going to leave the house again? Oh my gosh, this is not going to be good. This is not good. Okay, so Jess, what about your take on guys and girls house shopping?
I would definitely agree that it was like a lot of girls couldn't get the bigger picture. Like, it was harder for them to look past stuff like that. But one thing that I found interesting, I found more between both of them, a lot more people were like looking for something they had when they were growing up. Like, they wanted what they had growing up, basically, like in a lot of instances. So,
oh no, I don't want my wood paneling back from my childhood.
I love that
just
meme where it's like
shiplap.
If you had that paneling in your basement, you got spanked as a kid growing up. Like that.
That is so perfect. Yes. Guilty. Hey, look, my youngest came through. Huh?
Oh, I love it.
Good job.
Was fast, girl. That was like a minute tops. Okay, so where are we at here on the questions here? Let's see. Oh, I try to put in a few inane questions, like, Jess, what's your favorite fruit and why?
I love it'd be pineapple. I don't know if pineapple is if there's like some rule where it's not an actual fruit or something. I don't know, but I would say pineapple.
You have to turn it upside down, I hear, too. like to make it like all the juices or something? Like
I don't know, but it grows like a little tiny baby. If you like, it literally looks fake when they start growing. Yeah, they're like on the top of the plant, and they're like little, and then they get big. But yeah, I like it.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Which I heard, and there was a pineapple, like a Dole pineapple plant in Hawaii, and I've heard it shut down or something.
Oh, good. You know why? Because imperialists took over Hawaii. That whole Hawaii's history. If any state has a beef with why they should be allowed to leave the union, other than the fact that it's constitutional, it's Hawaii. And Grover Cleveland, they love Grover Cleveland there because he did everything he could to keep them from being taken over by sugar and pineapple people. And then as soon as he was out of office, it was over for them. Anyway, sorry. In fact, I kid you not. I'm sorry. I get so distracted. When you go to his birthplace in New Jersey, and there's a picture of a guy, a color photo of a guy who looks just like Grover Cleveland. It's his like great grandson, and he goes there like every year or however often they do these little "We Love Grover Cleveland" days. And I mean, they love Grover Cleveland in Hawaii, and so sorry, I told you I get distracted there. What were we talking about? Laura's favorite fruit.
So I don't really have, mine's more like a classification of fruit. I like stone fruits. So like cherries, peaches, apricots, nectarines, plums, those guys. I just think the flavor is really rich and delicious, and I look forward to stone fruit season in summer.
I didn't know that
really ripe watermelon. That would probably be my other.
There was a classification for fruits.
I just know about stone fruits. I don't know about any of the other ones. I just know about stone fruit. Yeah, peaches, nectarines, plums, apricots, cherries.
So, okay,
and it has to do, like, they have that one seed, like, in the center.
Okay, if they've got a seed in it, they're called a stone fruit. Just go with it.
We're going to go. Yes, I'm going to speak with authority on this one and say that that's why they're called stone fruits. But yeah.
I think it's my 4th attempt at growing a peach tree in the yard is happening right now. And we got some really nasty cold air down here.
Yes. It killed my gardenias.
See? Yeah. Now we're talking about cold air, and Jess is in Colorado going, yeah, tell me about cold air in Texas. So I don't think I ever tweeted a picture of this. Did I do this, y'all? I don't know. I took a when you go to the grocery store, you take those foil bags to put your cold goods in. We never use them, but they're in the garage. And I wrapped. There was a big boy bag too. I took. I should have done a damn video of this. I took. When you go to your kids' baseball, softball games, you have those little lawn chairs, and the chairs go in these bags. The little self-storage bags, whatever. So I put that on top of the peach tree like a condom. And then I put the frozen food thing and zip tied it around it. I bundled up that bad boy. And then around that, I put one of those big cardboard boxes that you use to move like your closet. And then I put that over it. And then I put a blanket over that. And I said, so help me. If you don't survive this, you weren't meant to live. And it's budding right now. Boom!
Nice.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask if it's a self-pollinator or if you have to have a companion plant.
No, self-pollinator. I don't know if it's peaches, but I know this tag on this particular tree said that. So, yay!
There you go.
And stuff.
That's all you need.
We'll see. Now I'm
glad it survived.
Well, but see, then I have to take care of it. I screw something up every time. I'm gonna stop killing them with water. Because that's what I've been doing. I know for a fact. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything?
Huh? Do you know the rule about fruit pruning too? Like.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Laura. You reminded me. That's how I killed the last one. I pruned it at the wrong time of year, way too low. It's the other two that I overwatered. Yes. Oh dear Lord, I'm gonna F this up too.
Yeah. No. So I think it's. So you prune. You do it on like 75%. Then it's second year, you do 50%. Then it's third year, you do 25%. And then you just leave it alone after that. And that's a really good fruit production pruning method.
What's going to happen if I leave it alone, period, because I'm too nervous to touch it?
Well, you should prune it because, you know, getting rid of the dead is good for life, blah, blah,
All
blah.
right. I'll Google later. I'm
Yeah.
so scared. Ever done something adventurous that you regretted doing? Laura, let's start with you on this one.
I was hoping you would start with Jess. I am not adventurous. And so, no, the most adventurous thing I've ever done is unmedicated childbirth. And no, I don't regret that. That was wonderful.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
I saw the look on Jessica's face. Is there anything we can air for this question that you care
Well,
to
I was
share?
just gonna laugh because she says she's not adventurous, and I'm saying I am adventurous, and I have no regret.
Oh,
See?
okay. Good for you. So then it worked out nicely. Let's see. Let's go ahead here to the next one. Well, hold on a second. No. Hang on. I can't. We're not going to just jump off of that. We can, like, what? Tell us some things that you've done. Have you ever gone bungee jumping, skydiving, anything in that realm?
As far as that, like, I jumped off the stratosphere. They have this free fall jump. I've done stuff like that. I've never like bungee
That's
jumped.
that tall thing in Las Vegas, yeah?
Yeah, that's like dying. Apparently, it's not very busy
Is that the
anymore.
one?
But
Oh, is that the one with the swings on the top?
they have a couple things up top. They have a few little rides up there, like a little roller coaster, but it just like goes almost over the edge like that.
Man.
But yeah, you can jump out, and that was pretty fun because like it was a free fall, but like a little bit help, like, but you could like couldn't go upside down or anything. But.
I'm not afraid of heights. Obviously, I love the mountains. I don't mind tall buildings. In fact, when I worked in New York and we worked on the 34th floor, I would walk up on the radiator, stand right up against the window, lean out, see how far down I can look. You know, I love that stuff. But that Las Vegas, Laura's not, she's not. That Las Vegas thing, whenever I see it, just from wherever, I'm like, not me. I'm not doing a roller coaster. I'm not doing a swing. I'm not going to take an unnecessary risk like that. Come on.
Yeah. I have been to the top of the Freedom Tower in New York City. That's the extent of my adventurous nature. I am petrified of heights. I don't like being in airplanes. I can handle roller coasters, but the Freedom Tower, like I was like at the top and like holding on to the wall, and I was like, Dad, it's moving. And he's like, well, yeah. And then he's like trying to explain to me like building architecture and why they have to be able to sweat. I'm like, no.
Have you ever been up in the St. Louis Arch, Gateway Arch?
Mm-mm.
That is the most. I'm not claustrophobic, but I think I developed something that day. That's not good. That's not a good. It's so tight, and I don't know what they were thinking when they built those things. When did they build it? In the 60s, maybe 50s? I don't know. But no thing. It's just cramped and gross, and other people. So, and I'm trying to think of the tallest building I've ever been in. It might be the Sears Tower, back when it was still the Sears Tower. Let me ask you this. If I've been to the Detroit airport, and if I've seen Michigan from atop the Sears Tower in Chicago, does that count? Can I mark Michigan off the list? Been to the airport?
Yes.
Detroit? Okay.
I am
go to
really
the UP.
touchy.
Go to the UP.
Oh, I plan to.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I plan to, ladies. That's on the list.
I'm really touchy about this topic because I flew to India, and the layover was in Frankfurt, Germany. And so I was like, cool, now I've been to Frankfurt, Germany.
Okay.
And I was told, no, you have not. You've been to the airport, and that is international land. And I'm very touchy about this. So yes, you've been.
Yeah, it should count. It totally should
you.
count.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was a kid,
These purists.
I know. God.
When I was a kid, I flew from Atlanta to Hawaii. I don't know if you know this about Hawaii, but they love Grover Cleveland. Anyway, no, when I flew to Hawaii, we connected in Dallas. And I made it a point. This is back before security was stupid and, whatever, because I'm old. But I insisted on walking out to the, like, there's a grassy median, right? There was at the time, out in front of the terminal. And I was like, all right, now I've been to Texas, So so that counted. But just staying inside the building, I think Laura and I are saying that counts. Being in an airport, right?
Yeah. I slept on those benches for 6 hours. That was intimate.
Yes.
I've been to Germany.
All right, yes.
That is intimate. You're right.
Right?
Yeah.
So you agree, Jessica, right? We're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
We agree that
Yeah,
if
I
you go to an
hate
airport,
travel anyway, so if I have to be somewhere, it's counting.
It's counting.
It's
Okay.
counting, man.
Let's
Put it in my
see.
passport.
Jess, did you play a sport growing up? And if so, which sport? Sports, whatever.
I started out with soccer a little bit. We had like a club soccer around here, but I wasn't like competitive at all. But then I did track and field for middle school and high school. And then towards the end of that, everyone was getting all serious and like trying to get scholarships and stuff. And I'm like, I just like running, I just like hanging out with my friends and running. So I kind of lost interest in that. But I did hurdles. I did 100-meter high hurdles and 300-meter low hurdles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Good for you, Laura.
Impressive. So I wasn't allowed to play sports when I was little because I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. So it impacts, all it's just like old people arthritis. It's just for
you don't want to damage them anymore,
littles.
like extra. You want to damage
exactly. And then my inflammation went down significantly by the time I reached middle school, and so I was like, let's do field hockey. I have no idea. I still I can't transport myself back to 8th grade Laura and be like, why are we field hockey? Like, of all the things, but I did. And I made the team, and then I went to a high school that didn't have it. So,
but
that
you
was
were
the
in
end of my
what part of the country were you in?
Delaware at the time.
I would have thought they would have had that there.
So I went to a VOTEC high school, and so the VOTEC high schools were far less athletic focused anyway, because it was like you're learning a trade so that you can go out into the world and be a productive human being outside of college.
What?
And so,
no.
I know. Can you imagine the audacity? But that's where I learned why you should prune fruit trees properly. So you're welcome. But yeah, so we had wrestling, but that was it.
You know what? I vow this. I'm not kidding. When I start pruning this tree, first of all, do you know what time of year I should be doing this?
I think fall.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Don't quote me on that, but
I'm going to take a picture after every limb I cut. I'm sending a picture to you until you say stop.
Oh God, that's so much pressure. Laura killed Keith's fruit tree.
That's right.
You could just tweet it.
Seriously. I'm going to be looking for someone to blame if it happens again.
I'll be your fallback guy.
Thank you. Laura, will we ever get the Epstein Files? And if so, how much of them?
This conversation enrages me. So
me too.
The answer to that is no.
That's the answer.
And I think what they'll do is they'll release some version of it that allows for insignificant information to be revealed that feels significant to the general public. So insignificant in the broad picture, but I don't believe that anything riveting or shocking is going to be released, because I just think that the corruption is so deep, so broad, and it's just all encompassing. And so I just don't think that there's anything of significance. I think saying that they were going to be released was a politically expedient thing to say. And it captured the attention of anti-establishment people and got them looped into the Trump MAGA movement. But I don't think anything significant is going to be.
Interesting. I mean, I think of it as simple as pedos are going to pedo, and pedos are going to protect other pedos. And
absolutely.
That's what I'm afraid of. But
yeah.
Jessica, do you have any high hopes that we're going to?
No, I feel like all the information that's already out, there's a lot of that's already out there anyways. Like other people have deep dived into, and it's like,
not enough.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get anything more. And the whole thing was weird. That was all weird. Like that one lady was like, I don't know. It was just weird anyways. It's weird when people are like that, where they like want to withhold. If this is important stuff to withhold, that happens in like small political groups. I hear sometimes like, oh, I have this information, I need to withhold it because we have, it's a journalism, my information kind of thing. I'm like, we got kids getting raped out here. We got like child porn stuff going on. Like there's certain things that we need to like get out.
If there's anything that we should all be behind universally, it's a list of pedophiles in our midst, especially if they're in government. God knows what kind of blackmail has been happening. Okay.
So I don't think it's just government either. Like I think
it's not.
There's so many, like, this is gonna make people angry, but like a variety of different religious elements that are part of it too. Like, I mean, even just the abuse, like, and I'm not saying this as a person who I grew up in the church, and it's not a blanket statement about Christianity in general, but I mean, shouldn't people have been more angry about like all of the Catholic stuff that was going on? And I mean, I have been friends with people who were abused by staff members in the church that I grew up in. I mean, it's just, I think it's it's so much broader than just politics. It's religion, it's all of it. And there's so much damning evidence that, I mean, it would be like we would have to just break everything down and then start from scratch again if you wanted to eliminate everybody who was involved in it, Trump included. I said what I said.
Ooh, spicy. Maybe that's what's taking so long. Maybe that's what's taking so long. I don't know. He's at the Department of Justice today. So we're either going to get that stuff released Monday morning or never. Okay. I've got a few stories here that I've grouped these together, and I invited both of y'all on with purpose, because you're both small government types, and you're both able to help me work through things that maybe my brain is hung up on. So I got 3 stories, and convince me. You ladies, just hit me with your takes on these first 3 stories here today. Here's the headline. Celebrity AI deepfakes are flooding the internet. Hollywood is pushing Congress to fight back. Okay, now, my instinct is I don't want the government fighting back on anything. Okay?
Yeah.
That's my initial response. And then, you read through it and you see, okay, that's not cool. People getting scammed. But remember that Brad Pitt chick who sent, now she's just a dumbass. Remember that? Did y'all see that? Somebody was sending fake pictures of Brad Pitt. Hey, I'm in the hospital. I need you to send money. Like Brad Pitt needs money to get out of the hospital. So, but you could see, now she's just stupid. And stupid people are gonna fall for fill in the blank. But
everything.
The story goes on to talk about Taylor Swift, Joe Rogan, Steve Harvey's in here about, their likeness is being used to scam people. And again, my gut take is, if you're dumb enough to be scammed, that's on you. I don't know. I don't necessarily want Congress involved, but boy, AI is going to. We are dangerously close to not knowing what's real and what's fiction. I just don't know that a legislative answer is what we need. Ladies,
yeah, never need to.
That's why you should be in government. Keep fighting. And
I'm trying to think to myself, who could they trick me with? Like, what person they could like actually get me to be like? Because everyone has a dumb point. Okay, so it's like, like I said, it's gonna happen. It's a natural hierarchy thing. You fall for this stuff, like, call me cruel, but like, it always turns into more power. They always try to take more power. Even out here in our state house, there's Republicans putting their name on stuff where we're like, no, this is more government, more, they're all about that as well. So no legislation. And it's an AI. I don't know. What are you going to, it wasn't me. I'm sorry.
One thing I don't want to hear, I never want to hear someone say, well, the founders didn't have to deal with AI. Because the day that starts getting interjected into the conversation, you'll know we're dealing with a terrible
like technology and change, and none of that was ever going to happen, ever.
Okay, so
Even though it had happened prior.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, hell, the firearms were much more advanced than people give them credit for back in the day. But that's a whole nother conversation. That'll be a Thursday deep dive. Okay, so we agree we don't need AI laws, but they're coming. Because this article goes on to talk about how the United States is way behind the rest of the good. I want the United States behind the rest of the world when it comes to new laws. So, but it's coming. Yep. Hold on, let me see if there was a quote. I feel like there was a quote here that I wanted to read. I don't see it. We're moving on. Okay, I want to play this video for you. I want to get your take on this. Should this be legal? You're about to see a Cybertruck, not attacked by a radical leftist, but buffed to a shine, where you can see the reflection. Is this a safety hazard? Okay, what are your thoughts on should that be legal?
So, okay. I have particular feelings about this living in Texas, because the phenomenon that I have noticed living here is that the sun hits different. Like on the East Coast, you could be driving up and down any roadway and the sun does not blind you at certain times of day.
I know why. It's because we have trees along the eastern half of the country. Not here.
Probably. No, we do not have trees. We just have more highway and mega churches. So when you are driving at like 6 o'clock and the sun is right in your eyeballs, and it doesn't matter which way, I mean, it's blinding. So I cannot imagine having that thing ahead of me. And
I wasn't even thinking about the reflection of the sun. I was just thinking, oh shit, is there a car coming at me? Oh no, that's me.
Right. Yeah. Oh. No, I mean, okay. No, I'm generally like anti-legislation, but at the same time, I'm just thinking of my eyes here at 6 p.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever it is. But
that's okay.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's
a mirror.
It's a mirror. I feel like that's a dangerous situation, and I'm with you. I normally see something where like, to the point where I can be absurd, and I will admit that. Like, I don't want the government intervening on. I need to come up with an example, but anyway, but this is scary, because I don't want my kids out there driving 70 miles an hour, dealing with a reflective Cybertruck coming out. Ugh, I don't know, Jess, you got a different take on this?
And on Texas roads too, I might add.
Bad enough as it is.
With those people who don't know how to drive.
I have found that every city I've lived in has really crappy drivers. And then I stop and I remember I'm here. So that's why they have really crappy drivers.
No. I have.
You think it's bad here?
DC. Yes, it's horrific. The amount of, on the East Coast, outside New York City, outside DC, where all the mass holes live. Yes, it's terrible. There's something unique about Texas drivers and how terrible they are. It is genuinely well, and also like this is the third or fourth year in a row where I've seen a 53 car pileup because Texans haven't figured out that ice is slippery yet. So it's like they cannot be trusted with a mirror car on the road. All of a sudden, I'm pro-government. Don't do it.
Doesn't that suck? When you get to that point, that hurts. I don't like that.
I know.
Jessica, talk us down here. Or
yeah.
No, I mean, I get it. It looks super cool, but yeah, that you kind of can't really have that. Yeah, so someone in the chat said Colorado has terrible drivers, but guess where most of those drivers came from? I'm not gonna say the state, but it rhymes with Texas. you know. So
I like that it rhymes with California. No?
They're bad too. But the Texas, it's something. The slow. I think the slow left lane stuff started.
Oh my gosh,
with Texas,
bro! Oh gosh, this morning driving in when I'm the only person on the road most of the time. This morning of how ironic you said that. There was a big truck in the left lane, and there was just a slow ass vehicle in the right lane, and I had to deal. I was there. I was, dear God, like, what do I do? Like, what do I do?
To practice in patience. It's a practice in patience in those moments in life.
I was pissed. Okay, anyway. Let's see here. Illinois governor pushes to remove cell phones from classrooms. First of all, J.B. Pritzker is a douche, so the strike one as I start to read the story, because if there's something he wants, then I should just instinctively not want it. But 72% of high school teachers identified cell phone distraction as a major problem in their classroom. Now, at first I'm thinking, yeah, absolutely, it's a distraction, and absolutely they don't belong in the classroom. But then I got to thinking, boy, those classrooms, man, that's Lord of the Flies. You kind of want to document some of the shit that goes down in those places. So I don't. It's like recording the cops. We should be allowed to record these public servants. The same should apply, I think, to the classroom. But you're not going to get that if you take the phones away from the kids. But at the same time, I want them learning. But at the same time, I don't want them learning from the state. So I'm so torn on this, ladies. Help me.
Yeah, actually, until you said something about the people who've been recording their teachers, like losing their shit over Trump or whatever policy, because even like, you know, because then the counter to that could be, well, then every classroom should have cameras. But I mean, I'm just thinking, just literally just this past summer, I was reading the story of a school district somewhere around Flower Mound in Texas, where the teacher was abusing like a preschool student, and the cops and the school district kept this thing completely under wraps.
What?
So the mom posted, I'll have to see if I can go on the back end and find this, because she finally outed the school and the teacher and the district on Facebook, because she was like, we followed the protocol and the recommendations of the police for so long, but it's been 8 months now. The teacher is still teaching at the school. She was only removed from the classroom for, I want to say, like a very short, like probationary period. And then she was allowed to be teaching again. And the older sibling of the abused child ran into her in the cafeteria. So that's where I think my rubber meets the road moment is, because I don't trust the school to be forthcoming if they're protecting, because it's the same mentality cops have. They protect their own. They will lie on reports. They'll you know, try to get a mass cover up in place to protect another cop, even if they're doing something as heinous as abusing a child, which this woman was. There was no doubt about it. So you may have, I started off being like anti-phone, but now I think you flipped me.
So we need the phones in the classrooms, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so isn't this, I mean, this sucks. I hate landing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
okay to hold different thoughts. It's okay to hold
but at the same time,
hey,
but we're still anti-government because we're just keeping an eye on them, Laura. So yes, phones in the classroom. So say, look, we're still anti-government. We got to monitor.
If there's systems there, like if the systems there, I'm not an actual mother, despite the moniker, which I know you guys are both parents. But I've been like, I'm anti-phones totally. My sister didn't have phones with her kids. But then it's like, okay, but yeah, if you're sending your kids to public school or, you know, any school or anything like that, then there's got to be something. And maybe they can come up with something in the public school. If a teacher doesn't want kids to have at the desk, then you like either maybe they have to wear a body camera or something like that, or I don't know, something like that.
Maybe we stop getting teachers having sex with kids.
My school district, it's something like you were saying, like you find out about this stuff going on afterwards, which if people like are always, they don't know how to get involved locally, start information requesting the public schools with stuff and just find information. But yeah, we've had like 8 cases in my school district this past year. One of the guys was the chief of schools, and right before Christmas on the 19th, he got fired all of a sudden. He's under investigation for child porn, or it's called CSAM now, child sexual assault material media, I believe. But like, yeah, and then he killed himself on New Year's. So it's like, okay, which kind of sucks because in the middle of an investigation that can kind of screw things up, right?
Right.
But also the problem took care of itself, which is what we can only hope in those kind of situations. But now there's this, they still have this investigation open, and I'm like, okay, because they're doing a ring in the school, or there's got to be something going on where there's higher people connected. And I found stuff during on information requests on the guy, and like,
oh wow.
But that's what you can do, and to find, because then that's how you find these stories. Because a lot of times people don't know; they're not watching every meeting or everything. And
I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find this story, just from. I don't know. That's not it. There was a headline. Libs of TikTok had a headline. I forgot how many teachers so far this year. Was it? I want to say it was 685 teachers.
Yeah, I mean, public school teachers. I think are like, what is it per capita? The the people who have the most like child predatory people working for them, child predators working for them.
Go to where the kids are.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Right. And that for me is where this conversation becomes relevant, because then you do have, it's like, what systems are in place to protect the teacher? And there are lots of them. I mean, I even remember, so there was a case, this was brought to my attention recently because the offender just passed away, and he was sexually abusing his foster daughter. What was that?
That was just that was mugshots of teachers recently.
Right.
Yeah, that was just a visual aid while you were talking.
We love our visual aids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was looking for it too. How many was it? Sorry.
Well, this one that I found doesn't have that number, unfortunately. But I thought it was 685. Maybe somebody can put in the chat there. I don't know. But what were you saying? Go ahead, Laura.
Yeah. So he was a bus driver and something else for the school, and he was sexually abusing his foster daughter, who was a student at the school. His wife walked in at some point on school property on like him abusing their foster daughter. And so then it was this entire conversation in the state of Delaware, like, does she get charged as an employee of the school, or do we just treat her as the spouse of the offender?
Oh boy.
And do we go after the school legally because the school employee saw it happening to a student on the part of another employee of the school?
Boy, this is going to be a test case.
Well, and it's like, there are so many different layers of protection that places are willing to go to protect their own people, even to the detriment of children. I mean, our government can't even be forthcoming with an entire list of people who are abusing children. So this is why, like, the phone, like you said, it's a balance, right? Because you don't want the phones to be distracting. You don't want them to be something like that kids are watching porn or watching YouTube or whatever, instead of doing and paying attention to the teacher and disrupting the education of the other children who have a right to be sitting there and learning also. But at the same time, does not allowing phones in school interfere with a layer of protection that parents have for their children against the system that may like prey on them and then cover for the predator?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well,
that's the answer.
If someone like Pritzker wants it, then that makes me want to go opposite completely.
Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly strike one as I start reading the story.
Yeah.
And did you guys see Robert Morris, right? The pastor over here at oh, come on, help me. At Gateway. It's a mega church here.
Yeah, mega church. Highways and mega churches.
So they're getting him
on. A lot of that. There's a lot of that in Colorado too.
But there's an 1800s law that they're getting him on because he was well, let me back up. The 1800s law is like like there's no statute of limitations or something like that on back in the 1800s in Oklahoma, where the alleged crime occurred of him molesting a 12-year-old girl when he was an adult male in his 20s, I believe. Anyway, so they had this law back in the 1800s because cowboys would come through and commit crimes and they wouldn't be residents of the state. And so they needed a way to prosecute them or something like that. Anyway, so they're applying that to him because he was visiting Oklahoma as a traveling preacher when this occurred, and they're using that law to kind of, that's fascinating. But all righty.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I don't think there should ever be a statute of limitations on pedophilia, but maybe that's just me. A college student who can't read or write. Did you see this? Where did I? Okay, so this is unbelievable. I want to ask you a question on this. She's 19 years old. She's in college. Her name is Alicia Ortiz. She had trouble with letters, sound, number recognition as early as first grade. Couldn't read at a first grade level until she was in the 6th grade, but was swept along through the public school system anyway. They're in Hartford, Connecticut. They must be so proud. Let's see. She by her sophomore year at Hartford High School, Ortiz was assigned a special education teacher and case manager. However, according to the lawsuit, she's filing for negligence, by the way, because she's saying the school was negligent in educating her. She was bullied. The lawsuit says that her case manager, this goes back to your point you were just talking about, Laura. Her special ed teacher and case manager bullied and even stalked Ortiz and was eventually removed from her case. Now she's in college. She's gone back to the city council. She's at the University of Connecticut. First of all, she was accepted there. I'd like to point that out as well. But bottom line is she graduated high school with honors. She can't read or write. She suffers from dyslexia. I get it. But now is a lawsuit. Is that the remedy here? She's suing for negligence after spending 12 years in the district, but never learning these essential skills. Thoughts?
No, I don't. Like that's stupid to sue the schools because it's the parents. I'm sorry, but like at a certain point, how did the parents not know?
That's what I was thinking.
They're in their life I don't excuse the teachers. They all were up to funny business too, right? Doing this, but like, how little time are you spending with your child to think not even know they don't know how to read?
I'm with you 100%. Here is this
also
might be
screw public school, but
absolutely. So this might be useful information here. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see if your tune changes at all, because I had the same thought. And then I see this line, and for a moment I go, and then I go back. No. She's a native of Puerto Rico. Her mom tried to alert school officials to her daughter's problems, but had difficulty communicating herself because of a language barrier. Quote, I didn't know English very well. I didn't know the rules of the schools. It's still inexcusable that you didn't realize this was happening with your daughter's learning. But,
no, and schools have interpreters. I mean, there are a million of, and also right. Well, and I feel uniquely qualified in this conversation. My daughter is dyslexic.
Okay.
And we knew right away. I mean, the phonics curriculum that I taught my son on, because we homeschooled him for a couple years when we lived overseas. She wasn't getting it. And phonics is a really user-friendly sort of system. And so I'm like, something's wrong here. We're not connecting dots. And the school wanted to move her forward into the 2nd grade with a complete inability to read. And so I feel a particular type of way about this mother, because it's like, I mean, I had to advocate for my child, make no mistake about it. Like, everybody knew Isla can't read, Isla's not functioning well in this environment, and everybody was ready to move her forward. And I was like, well, that's going to be a big no from me. And so I was
going to be like, a no dog.
Right. It was just like, I mean, and then they hit me with, well, even if we observe these issues, we don't start testing them until they're 9. And I was like, she's going to be so far behind in just reading alone. But then if you're behind in reading, you can't function in a math environment because you have to be able to read the problems and understand what's going on. Reading is the gateway for everything. And so I just taught the school. Yes. That was actually in Plano. I had a worse experience in Plano for her than I did on the Fort Worth side. They're much better. And this was my favorite part. So they tested her for a variety of different things, and they came up with her autism diagnosis. But they were like, well, she's mild. And then but now she's got now that we have this diagnosis, we can put all of these systems in place to kind of help guide her through the school year. And I was like, that's fine. I'm still holding her back because I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, no, but when she has all of this, it's going to help her move forward. And I was like, no, we're not doing that. She's staying in first grade. And then you can implement your new systems on her and help her move forward.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until we moved over to Fort Worth and all of her paperwork transferred that the school here was like, so she has like all of the markers for dyslexia and they never tested her for it. So do you want us to test her for it? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, she's dyslexic. And then they started working with her. And, that worked. But the fight that I had to put forth to get there.
But see, you cared. And that's the thing about public schools. Any school, honestly, that they're not teaching their kids. And so they're not as invested as you're going to be. Like, you are going to be the one who is most concerned with what they're learning, how they're learning, and if they're learning. And so you went in there and you fought that battle and you got a positive result. This mom is using this language barrier thing. I don't know. At least get in there and talk to someone who speaks Spanish then to advocate on your child's behalf then. I think you're absolutely right. I think it's just a lazy parenting on this end that I think it's a perfect storm. It's a shitty school system mixed with a lazy parent and people that just don't care.
Right. Well, and to hop onto the like small government anti-public school train, it's like there are a ton of things working against school systems, truancy laws, because and I'm saying that, like, I grew up in a really low income area. You've got bad kids in schools whose parents don't care, but they're forced to be there because of truancy laws. And that creates a learning environment that is actually really negative for everybody else. And they teach to the lowest common denominator in a classroom. There's and it's not like the teachers are trapped in the system. It's not the teacher's fault. It's not a reflection on the teacher. Just the system to begin with is bad. And so everything that flows out of that, you're going to have a situation like this where if you've got a mom who has a language barrier and she doesn't know how to fight the fight or whatever, the whole thing is set up for failure, frankly. So no, I mean, it's like, okay, well, you stand in a long line, sweetie, of kids who've been, failed by the public school system, because it's not there to make you succeed. It's there to churn out robots.
Should she win this case for negligence? And will she win? And if she does, what would the ramifications be for education?
The lawyers will probably win, I'm sure. and now you're more taxing. So now she's suing the public school, who is already taxpayer funded, and now they're gonna have to spend more taxes defending themselves in court against her. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not.
She can go up to George Bush and there's no child left behind.
Oh yeah, come on. I'm looking for a video. Oh, that's right. It's a tab I have open. Never mind. Hang on. Where is it? Let's see here. Here we go. I want your thoughts on this. The backstory is you're about to see a couple at a restaurant. And they faked an engagement so that they could end up getting free drinks. Anybody want to jump in here? You want me to go first? Who's going to take the lead on this one? Do we have a problem?
Did they admit it? Did they admit it or something? Like, why not?
She tweeted it out.
No. And, of course, people are gonna be mad.
My proposed to get us free drinks last night. And laughing emoji. So I don't know
Cocktails are expensive.
Yeah. Okay, so I was thinking, oh, come on now. Y'all shouldn't have done that. And then I read a comment and I go, okay, hang on, that's a good point. And the comment was something along the lines of, Oh, tell me you haven't told your server that it's your birthday for free dessert. It's like, okay, this, huh? I mean,
No, I never do that because then they sing at you. Who wants to be sang at?
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I've not done that either, but for some reason I got hung up on it, and then I thought, why was my reaction to that comment? Yeah, that's fine, but not to the drinks thing. That's where I was hating myself. But you're right. Don't you dare embarrass me, sing at me, nothing public. I don't even do the free dessert because I don't want the attention. I love that. You're absolutely
I'm going to take you out and tell people it's your birthday.
I swear I will walk out. And you'll have a whole table full of people doing this at you.
Oh,
anyway,
it's mostly just annoying.
Can you? And the workers hate it. They hate it. They're like, oh crap, I gotta cash out these. I got 4 tables pressuring me right now to cash out or to bring them an appetizer. I'm already running behind, and I gotta drop what I'm doing and do this happy dance. Yeah, you're right. Anyway.
My dad would like tell us, he's like, I will literally kill you if you ever get one of those. And I'm like, I never would want one either, so I totally get it.
Yep. Okay, but do we have a problem with them being dishonest? I mean, you know what? Hey, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm gonna rationalize this. I'm gonna totally. Hey, nobody asked for the free drink, right? Did they? Right? What if I just like going down on one knee and holding my wife's hand here? I mean, maybe that's the thing. And
so
I can't.
Did the restaurant?
Yeah,
did the restaurant give the free drinks?
That detail wasn't in there.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the same thing as like when people on Twitter are like, I'm doing whatever. I'm turning on my tips. Buy me a drink, and I'm like, no, like, and so, we all have free will.
Hold on a second. Don't look at my bio. Anyway, continue.
No, I just mean like, if people are turning on tips for like something like that, like, oh, I just got engaged to so-and-so and my tips are on.
I got you.
And so that's like, I mean, it's, it's a little gaudy, but again, like I would never take away or want to take away someone's free will to contribute to it either, because it's like, well, whatever, if you want to buy so-and-so a drink because they got engaged or whatever, go for it,
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think he stood up there and said, okay, where are my free drinks now? That's on you for
exactly
interpreting that as a proposal worthy of drinks.
Yeah. I mean, I just sort of, it's like, if the restaurant gave them free drinks, like I do feel a little bit bad about that, but if people contribute their own money to buying faux engagement cocktails, then Godspeed.
Now I'm gonna be a liberal for a moment. When this is however many pours, but 3 pours at a bar is the equivalent of buying one of these off a shelf, I'm not gonna cry too much.
Yeah.
Over the big bad restaurant, the corporation behind it, pouring a couple of free drinks for the 2. Anyway, okay. I think I'm the only person in America that feels this way about this next story, and so y'all can mock me if you like, but it cost almost 4 cents to make a penny. I think Trump's told the Treasury Department to stop minting the penny. I just feel this irrational attachment to pennies, kind of like the way I feel about Pluto being demoted. It's like, don't pick on the penny. But at the same time, as a taxpayer, save me money. And if it's stupid, if it's cost 4 times the amount to produce something, then it's stupid. But how's this going to work out with exact change? That's my biggest concern, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the culture will shift to accommodating for 5 and 10 cent dollar amounts or change amounts.
Are they going to round in our favor or the business's favor or the government's favor or what? You know what I mean? Like,
you already know the answer to that question.
I know. That's what, oh my gosh,
I also have a irrational attachment to any kind
of.
Yeah.
I've been nursing this thing way too long. It's so good. Oh my gosh, are tariffs going to fuck up the price of my Wayne Gretzky number 99 from Canada?
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue. You're making a good point. I know. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I have the same irrational attachment to the penny. I don't think it's founded in any kind of reason or logic, but yeah, I also, there's something like about, are you going to take away the nickel? Are you going to take away the dime? Are you going to take away the dollar? Are you going to take away the, like, are you going to take away my ability to use cash? Like, that's where I start. That's where my brain goes with it. So they're going to start with the penny and meander. And
okay, but what if it leads to ending the Fed? Then we're okay.
Okay,
right?
well, then we're okay.
You can't do that. You can't. You're not
They
playing
won't.
fair. That was dirty. Way. You can't inject that in there because then it's like, all right, fine. Take away my cash if it means audit the Fed.
Obviously, I want them to cut down on spending and stuff, but my stupid governor, like when all the Doge stuff was starting up, he was all like, and the penny. That's which this guy's wasted so much money, but he thinks he's Mr. Libertarian. And so he was saying, he was bringing up stuff about, getting rid of the penny program because it'll save money and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, shut your trap. Like, stop. Like, you don't get to even make any suggestions, let alone that one where you're trying to be like cute and like, along with more like minded like us. I was like, you're fake. So then right away, I'm like, no, we need the penny. We need the penny. Keep the penny. Just oppositional defiance to him, I guess.
You know what pisses me off, though? Pritzker, yeah. You know what pisses me off is, and this has happened multiple times to me, and I don't think I'm a curmudgeon for not going back to these businesses, but so help me, if you round down, like not in my favor, but in the restaurant's favor, when you bring me back my change, bro, I hold a grudge. I do not. That is wrong. If you wanna round a certain way, you round up in my favor on the change you're returning to my table. I do not. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry.
Trader Joe's does that to the favor of the customer.
Okay.
When I get change back, it's always like, I didn't feel like counting all that out, so I'm just giving you $1 or whatever. And I'm like, I love you every time. It's not just one cashier or something like that. Anytime, if it's like a chunky amount of change, they always round up to my favor.
Chunky change. I like that. Okay.
Chunky change.
That is a good policy to have.
Yep.
But I wonder
good
how many people
service,
walk out of there and don't even notice, though. They're just like, they just put it in their pocket and they don't even notice that they were cool about it.
Yeah. See, I do. I collect my change and then I count it once a year and then I spend that money.
I do that too. Well, I don't spend.
Big old nerd.
I take it to the bank because I'm a loser.
Well, same difference.
Like you're a saver. That's the opposite of losing. You're saving.
Yeah. Right.
There's like a I'm trying to think of what it is. It's like an animal cracker like thing that sits in a corner of the house, and at the end of every day, I just drop the change in there, and then take it to the bank in December. All right,
I'll pay for a new bottle.
Yeah, or 2 drinks at that restaurant.
Oh,
I want to play this for you. I want to get y'all's perspective. Okay, so you are both 2 beautiful women, and I want to know how you would feel if this were you on camera at this sporting event when ESPN.
Selfie time for some, looks like some Chanticleer fans. Yeah, Chanticleer supporters. Okay. Obviously, her glasses are not reading glasses because she had them down where what that plan is.
I wish that video had continued. She had them down where. Okay, so I'm gonna play one more time because I had the announcer too low here. And got so much crap for just even the camera guy holding this shot for so long. I will reserve my thoughts. I will have the females speak to this, and then.
Plan is selfie time for some. Looks like some Chanticleer fans. Yeah, Chanticleer supporters. Okay. Obviously, her glasses are not reading glasses because she had them down where what that plan is.
Anyway, so thoughts. Should people be pissed at the ESPN camera guy, the announcer?
No. I mean, if you're doing that, like if I was ever doing that and someone busted me doing that, like
Did you see that one chick was like, let me just.
I know, and the butt shot, like,
and like trying to be secretive about it. Like, there's no secret.
What was she taking?
Yeah.
That's what I needed to know, though. I want to watch this again because I can't.
Plan is selfie time for some. Looks like some Chanticleer fans. Yeah, Chanticleer supporters. Okay. Obviously, her glasses are not reading glasses because she had them down where what that plan is.
Picture of my ass here, huh?
Listen, one day, God willing, she's going to be 75 and her ass is going to be down around her ankles and so are her boobs. And so she's going to have that great memory of there's this one time that ESPN caught me taking a booty shot to post to social media. And
yeah, hopefully
they're
she
both
can laugh at
lovely.
herself. Hopefully
Yeah.
they can laugh at themselves and be like, yeah, that's just like ridiculous.
The womanhood.
And the joke, the guy, the delivery with the glasses line. Like,
I know. Those are not
great.
reading glasses.
She'll be sitting in the TV room at the old folks' home 70 years from now going, I was somebody. I was on ESPN for 10 seconds taking a picture of my booty. Okay, what else here?
Your little old lady voices.
That's the first voice that I could do when I was a kid. That whenever I'd prank people, I would just, I've done this before on the show here. It's just like, hello, honey. Hello, baby. Like I would just, that's all I could do. And so it's just kind of stuck with me through the years. What else do I have here? Okay. All right. Now this, again, another lady-centric topic, I guess. This is, geez, I didn't send y'all the Meghan Markle wardrobe list. Did I send you the list?
Well, no, you sent me the budget.
I should have sent you this because look, let me see if I can do this. Okay. See the bottom. So this is episode. That's not even all of episode 1. All of the articles of clothing. It says like a shirt that costs $109. I don't know what the hell that is. $1,300. Another shirt, $1,200. Shorts, $500. Necklace, $4,100. A watch for $28,000. A bracelet for over $5,000. Another bracelet for over $5,000. Jeans for $340. Boots for $200 something. Trousers, $250. Oh, here we go. You could have just gotten to the bottom, Keith. Episode 1 total on her wardrobe, $47,000.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle. Episode 2 was that was only $6,200. Episode 3, $20,000. And so on. I think episode 1 was our big spinning episode. Oh, $57,000. And episode, whatever the hell that was, 7. Holy shit! Oh, that's the grand total. Sorry, $172,000 over a total of, I think it was 7 episodes. There you go. So, ladies, first of all, I have to ask. If you want to discuss this, you don't have to. This is an optional answer. Do you want to tell us the most expensive article of clothing you have? But if you don't want to do that, just tell us, what do you own that's most valuable to you? Because for me, it's like a pit stain shirt or something like that that's just really comfortable. But do you have like one item? I should have had y'all bring this for show and tell. Did I ask? I have a bad memory.
You said favorite. I do have my most meaningful or something like that, and I do have that.
Okay,
but it's not my most expensive thing that I own.
You didn't bring it for show and tell, huh?
Oh, I have it. I have it right here.
Oh, yes. I thought I asked after I started to ask you that. I was like, did I say?
Are you ready?
Oh,
it's a dress.
Yeah.
Wait. It is Zara circa like 2015.
Okay.
And so there's a reason. So I used to be chubby.
Okay.
Very overweight. I used to be 50 pounds heavier than I am now.
Oh, wow.
And so I did a lot of work trying to figure out like what worked for me, because my autoimmunity interfered with my ability to just like drop weight and get fit. And so I like lost weight. I had a baby. I lost even more weight, kept that weight off. And then I had like 83 cousins who wanted to all get married in the same summer. And so I went dress shopping with my sister at Zara in New York City. And
Okay,
I
that's what
found that
Zara was. I'm not hip
Yeah.
enough to know the lingo here. Okay.
it's a fast fashion brand that I think originated in the UK, if
Okay.
I recall correctly. Anyway,
Amazon's here.
so
Tanner's letting me
there
know.
you
Sorry.
go.
Sorry. Continue.
So yeah, so I bought that, like I tried it on the store, and it was the first time I was ever like, oh, I'm not like fat anymore. Like that sounds
nice.
shallow, but it was like one of those.
Nah, that's not
And
shallow.
then, well, yeah, I was really proud of the work that I had done. And then
Yeah.
every wedding I went to that summer, people were like, oh my gosh, did you lose weight? I was like, yes. And I felt so good in that dress. And now I'm even more proud because it's too big on me, but I can't get rid of it. Like every season when I change out my winter clothes for my summer clothes and all that sort of stuff, I just look at her and I'm just like, no, she's an icon. She's got to stay. Plus, like the little ruffle, I don't know, I like it.
Well, maybe your daughter will wear it one day. No? Yeah?
I mean, she is projected to be taller than me, and then that would make it very short. I can't. My brain can't go there. I'm like, no, it's too short. So my
Hang
mom
on
comes
to
out.
it. Hang on to it.
Yeah. Oh, I'll never. I can't get rid of it. I can't.
Okay. I mean, so the equivalent for me is when I was 14, I worked at Mount Asia golf course, like a miniature golf course, and next door was a Sonic, and they were giving away free shirts. And I kept this thing. I swear I only got rid of it 5 years ago. So I held onto that damn thing for 30 years. It was the nastiest. And I wore it in the yard, like to mow and stuff. Oh, it was so nasty, but it was so comfortable. And when I threw that thing away, like if you folded it, it would break. You know, it was so gross. Anyway, sorry. So that's the equivalent to your dress for me was a nasty pit stains. Checkers, not Sonic. It was Checkers. Was the name
Checkers.
Of the yes, that's what it was. Checkers. So anyway, well, Jessica, do you have anything equivalent to a pit stain T-shirt and a nice fancy dress?
I'm sure I do, but I'll go the actual shallow route because normally I have shoes behind me.
Oh yes, yes, you're in the.
I'm not in that room. I'm not in that room right now, but the shoe thing. But I never like spent a lot of money on it because you could get more shoes if you're not spending a ton of money on it, right? But but
how many pairs of shoes do you have? How many pairs do you have?
I don't want to go there. Okay. And not that I even hardly wear them anymore, and like but I always think like they were art to me, so I like to have them out. But my most expensive, I do have one expensive pair. It's a Fendi, and I don't have them with me, but I love these Fendi. They're like these strappy sandals, and that's all. It's Italian, but that's like the only like fancy. Mm-hmm. That's the only expensive anything I really have. So
yeah.
Crawfish understands my T-shirt dilemma. You just can't get rid of it. You get attached to something, man. So Jessica, have you ever heard of Imelda Marcos? I'm showing my age.
Yes, because everyone calls me that. They're like, oh, it's Miss Mel Marcos over here, blah, blah, and then,
Okay, just checking. That's all. Let's see if I can get this video to play here. There's one video that I had to put in a different... Here we go. I just think this is super cool. The end. I just think this kid is incredible. Look at this. Let's see if it'll show up here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I got it on the screen. Hang on. This kid can write in he's like a walking font machine. Watch this.
That's the part of the runes font.
Runes? This is the runes font?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that looks cool, man. Looks like Caesar's Palace font. That's cool. Do Chick-fil-A font.
Oh.
No.
You know that font.
Okay, do a different font that you like. Dude, that's so pretty. What does that say? Belfair?
Belfair script.
That's awesome.
Wow.
You just do any fonts you want because I don't know any.
Egyptian.
Do Egyptian. Whoa.
Oh.
Dang, that's cool, dude. What about Alberian?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, don't listen to me. Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want, kid. This is so cool. What are we doing here?
a loofah.
That is beautiful.
What?
You can call it a loofah.
You're so good at that, dude.
His little egg is so cute.
Wow.
Alpha beta.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota.
Yeah, shut up, Dad. Let the guy draw.
I know.
He had to get a little impressive in there.
How wild is that, huh?
That's cute.
That was
Insane.
I can't even. Oh wait, why is it? How do I get y'all back to the regular size? There we go. I can't. I mean, I can't write legibly. No font. That I just thought that was really impressive there. So kudos to that kid. I hope that's a marketable skill that he can use at some point in his life. But and by the way,
Yeah.
when you're recording a video for the internet, which the dad clearly knew he was recording this and stuff, turn down the TV in the background, please. Just a little fun fact, a little tip, I guess I should say, because it distracts. I'm trying to hear the kid. Let's do some animal videos. Gotta get these up here. This is fun. I like this. Of a cat. We got the that dog off of there. I got it. Let's see, musical dog. Oh,
Fine. Fine.
yeah. Okay. Anyway, I love animal videos, ladies. Sorry.
Can I pause for like 3 seconds? I'm being interrupted.
Yeah, of course. But
Okay.
You have to talk to the class about what you got interrupted. I'm just kidding. When you come back. Just
Oh,
kidding. Come back. We'll wait
Mommy.
for you. Go ahead.
okay.
No pressure. So let's talk about it.
I like the tail. I like my cat. Do you know what my cat does?
You just got a cat, right?
Well, I got her. No, I got her. I got a dog this last year, but I got the cat. She was my right before COVID happened. I got her October 2019. But she cats will do the kneading thing and sometimes suck on something. She has to suck the tip of her tail. It's the grossest thing ever.
So hang on. Hold on a second. I can't imagine that that's an easy ask for her.
No.
Like
she gets stuck and she gets stuck in the position and she's like in a trance kind of doing this stuff. But yeah, and then it gets all wet and gross and it's like, and like sometimes it'll get all matted because I'm like, I'm not touching that thing. And it sounds so gross. It's just like she'll be purring really loud and then you just hear like,
yeah.
Yep. So gross.
So okay, so Tanner has a routine, the older of the two dogs in this house. And every night that I get in bed, that's his bath time. And he comes right next to the bed, right next to me. So I'll either be reading a book, I'll be surfing Twitter, whatever. And every night, it's his routine. He's just like
back.
I know.
Like he's gnawing on his paws and it's the most disgusting sound. What I just provided for you. So, and then Matilda licks blankets. And so you'll roll over in the middle of the damn night and you'll be like, I'm cold. Let me grab this blanket. And you'll get a handful of wet dog slobber.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, everything okay there on your end? Should we set you free? Everything good? I'm serious.
No. Oh, no. I'm good.
Okay. I only have a couple more things here, and then I'll leave y'all alone, maybe.
I've never actually seen a cat catch its tail. So
right?
That was new.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Chasing, yes, but catching, never.
Right. And it was like a routine thing for him because he caught it twice just in the 30 seconds we were watching.
I'll post a video of my cat sucking her tail. I'll tag you guys in it because it's just gross.
Awesome. Yeah, don't forget to follow. Don't forget to follow my awesome guests here at Fancy This and at Forest Mommy. And then you can see. And by the way, Laura, are you back on Twitter? You were gone forever. Now I'm seeing you again. Is everything? We're back. We're back.
I'm back adjacent.
Back adjacent
with self-control. She has self-control.
Yeah,
or whatever that's called.
It was like one of those things where I was like, I spend too much time here, and it's like I have to clean my toilets. Like
that is fair. That's fair.
And also like, I mean, not to get too deep about it, but I think sometimes like the dopamine hit that comes from interaction on Twitter, because I refuse to call it X, it's like a thing you have to just really undo that mindset, like that your value is wrapped up in how intelligent people think you are, or how pretty people think you are, or how,
hopefully everybody knows I'm not intelligent. Everyone don't hold me to these standards, okay?
Stop it.
Not true.
Just kidding.
So yeah, so it was
smart.
It's that sort of thing too. Like I just needed to not
I got you.
be present for that. And like
you were on Twitter for a while too, because didn't you know that weird guy who like scammed that girl at that restaurant, the vegan? Like you knew who he was on Twitter, right?
Yeah. So that was
time out. I don't know about anybody watching, but I know about me, and I have zero clue as to what is being referenced. So please enlighten all of us.
So there was it Netflix, Jess? Like it was a documentary called Bad Vegan. And it came out. I didn't know about it. I had seen it and I never even watched it. And then a journalist from Vanity Fair contacted me and he was like, hey, I was going back so the crux of this is this woman opened a vegan restaurant and somehow this Twitter guy, were they in a I can't even remember the details.
They were in a relationship.
Yeah. And so like they were scamming people out of money somehow. And so the Vanity Fair journalist contacted me and he was like, I mean, are you one of his victims? Like he was trying to like circle around the question without being offensive or like prying too much. And I was like, no, like I don't look.
No,
I'm not like the only people getting my money are like retailers. So I'm not giving you anything from my pocketbook.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Zara. But some rando stranger on the internet is not scamming me out of a few $100s. But he did like they contacted me.
She was in on it too for a while because it's like she acted all like I'm dumb and he was pretending to be this. They were in a relationship, but it's like, honey, you can't be that dumb.
Right. Right. It was like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like it was bad. So yeah. So I knew him. I kind of came into the Twitter sphere around the same time that what was that first? Not Popat. Popat's coming in my head for some reason, but no, there was like a faux person controversy around the time that I came in. Oh my gosh, like everybody who knows what this is screaming right now.
I know the feeling.
It was somebody and their wife was and she had a fake miscarriage and I cannot think of the name of this person's handle right now.
Yeah,
it's driving me nuts. But that was sort of when I came into the Twitter sphere, like right as that was being discovered, and I was like, "What's happening here?" And I guess I'll hang out here because it feels like I can find some people who maybe view the world in the same way that I do. But
Yeah.
Twitter's
No.
a wild place.
I remember for the longest time. I mean, you had the tweet. Is this still up there?
No.
It was the most prophetic tweet
Yeah.
of all time. And it was so it's not up there anymore, you said?
No, today's a good day to hate the government. But then it was just a friendly neighborhood reminder that the government's favorite activity is to use fear to strip rights. And it was seriously, that was a completely self-serving tweet because, I mean, I don't even care at this point. I'm an anti-vaxxer. And so I had experienced many situations. I'm also vaccine injured. Like, I think that people, they don't, like, they're told that it's a 1 in a million kind of phenomenon, and they have no idea what they're talking about because it's not 1 in a million. But
do you have any hope for HHS under RFK?
I just want, this is what I want. I want people who want to vaccinate their kids to vaccinate their kids. I want real, authentic science on the table because that's not happening. There's so much, like, there are pharmaceutical companies who are exchanging CEOs with, like, our own FDA and CDC. I want parents to be able to sue for vaccine injuries, which you can't do, which a lot of people don't know about. There's a lot of stuff, but one of the things that I noticed was, so in the aftermath of the Disneyland measles outbreak was when a lot of states started taking away the religious exemption for vaccines. I don't think that you should need a religious exemption, frankly, but you should be able to have a philosophical one. But, like, for example, even in the state of New York, as a vaccine injured person, I could not get a medical exemption for my children. And so the religious exemption was all I had to rely on. And then they took that away within 2 weeks of me moving to New York State. And so that was when I started noticing, like, first of all, people don't understand the measles and how not scary it is. But second of all, that fear that they use to prey upon mothers and fathers to manipulate you into getting a vaccine will then also be the fear that they use to take away your right to refuse it. And so that was, like, I could just see the writing on the wall. Like, I heard about COVID. It was, like, still in China when I tweeted that out.
Yeah, because that was early. That was before it was a mainstream conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. And
you tweeted that.
Yeah, I knew. I was like, this is gonna happen. It's gonna come here, and they're gonna use this to control and manipulate because people are afraid. They still have a lot of faith in the medical system, and it's like, okay, that's the number 3 killer in the United States of America, but do go off about how Western medicine is so fabulous. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on about this, but yes, I mean, I could just see, I knew what was going to happen. And, conservatives like to pretend like they were ahead of the curve on this one. And I'm like, okay, then why were Texas cops walking business owners out of their businesses in cuffs? Like this, everybody was wrong on this from the very beginning. It only started when it became political. It was like, Trump wants us to take a vaccine. We're not taking a vaccine. And the right was like, Fauci wants us to wear masks. We're not wearing masks. And it was like this, like, push pull of weird rebellion that had nothing to do with what was actually happening. And that was the erosion of our freedom based off of fear mongering.
So earlier I asked, are we ever going to see the Epstein Files? Are we ever going to see prosecutions for the people that perpetrated this insanity?
No, because then Trump would have to take ownership of Fauci.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's just not I mean, the thing, like, everybody allowed their fear to make them irrational. Everybody on both sides of the aisle. It's
amazing how those that hated the vaccine suddenly loved it on January 20th, 2021. Anyway, so let's see here. I have to ask. Did I send y'all the story of the kid with the ice cream? Did I send that to you? Send the ice cream kid. A kid in Mount Pleasant, New York.
Sorry.
You're not the first.
So a kid in New York called the police to report his mom for eating his ice cream. Okay. He's a 4-year-old.
Well, what
He
kind
did-
of ice cream? What kind of
No.
ice cream was it? Do we
Was
know?
it chocolate?
Don't you dare.
Was
I
it
have
Ben
no
and Jerry?
idea.
No.
You're throwing a curveball here that might actually convince me, and I don't want to go down that road. So he told dispatchers, "Come get my mommy." When officers arrived, he decided he didn't want her arrested, just he wanted his dessert back. The next day, the cops returned with ice cream and blue sprinkles, turning a crime into a sweet surprise. Says the New York Post. Screw that!
I
This
did see
kid
that actually.
Called his mom, called 911 on his mom. This, first of all,
red
bad
guard. That is a little red guardish. Like, come on.
right. Okay, so it's bad parenting if you let your kid call 911, a 4-year-old, unsupervised.
Proud of him for knowing how to do it though.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
don't be. Don't you dare stroke his
There's-
ego.
For an actual emergency, like my
the-
mommy fainted, or
the kid's a
somebody had a
narc.
heart attack. Yeah,
He is
well,
a narc.
I mean,
He's-
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the police were nurturing his narcness
Well,
by
of course
showing up
they
the next
were.
day with ice cream, saying, "Hey, kid, don't forget, you have a tip. You better tell us." I mean, the kid's going to be a spoiled brat. Is the bottom line.
Right.
Anyway, but
Yeah. The sense of entitlement there is
yeah,
like, I'm like, that's the bigger concern. Mom needs to get rid of that. But also, like, a really healthy snitches get stitches and end up in ditches line to throw at
Oh,
your
I've
kids
never
all the
heard
time.
that. Hold on a second.
Ah,
I want you to make your
yeah.
point, but
Yeah.
I've never heard it added. End up in ditches.
Grow up in the hood, Keith, and then you know the full sentence.
Okay,
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get lambasted for this, but I taught that to my kids because my thing is like, and I would teach them. I mean, this sounds so bizarre when I'm saying it back and I'm hearing myself think it, but I teach them, like, if they would come tattling on each other, because, there's an age where that sort of happens, where they start to understand like right and wrong and justice and all of that. But then when they would start tattling on each other, I'm like, don't come to me unless somebody's bleeding or dying. Snitches get stitches and end up in ditches. And you guys should be a united force against me. Like, I will, because I'm really good at ferreting out the truth, but I also want them to understand, like, I'm going to leave this earth and you will only have each other. So stop tattling on each other, you little bitches. Like, there's got to be a limit here. Like, I don't want to hear, he took me, he's looking at me. Like, kids are dumb. You got to parent that stuff out of them,
I don't want to get sad and weepy here. Let me just say one thing for any parents out there that are thinking, that have one kid right now and are trying to debate, should I have another one? Should we have more? Blah, blah, blah. The answer is always yes. And let me tell you why. Because you just said something that kind of, I hate this word, triggered me, but it made me think, when you just said, when you leave this earth, you will have each other. I'm telling you, don't let your kids, if you can help it, don't let your kids be only children. Because when that parent dies, there is nobody on this planet experiencing what they're experiencing. And it fucking sucks. Okay? So have more kids. The end.
Yeah. When my dad died, one of the fun things, this sounds like a weird thing to say, but one of the fun things that we had was each other and each other's memories, because nobody could understand what we grew up with but the other siblings, and being able to have those shared memories with each other and like share about the funny stuff too. Do you remember that one time that dad screamed at you because there was a leak in the house and you weren't getting the bucket fast enough? Like, those kinds of things too. It's a real camaraderie builder.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
we have one of those. Hey, remember when mom was reaching around the back of the car to beat you and she actually hit someone's boyfriend or something instead? Like, yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
I love it.
I don't want to spend too much time on these next two stories. It's just I want to point out that people just are so self-absorbed because this guy he invited all the kids because the school forced him to. You have to, if you're going to send out invitations in a classroom, you have to invite the entire class. And so this kid invited 24 kids to his birthday party because the school made him. And nobody RSVP'd. That's strike number one. But yet all the kids showed up at I think a bowling alley. It was like a fun center or whatever. But anyway, see, So let's see here. I'm trying to think of what is the op here. I don't know. Anyway, so he got nervous. The dad got nervous. He didn't want nobody showing up to his kid's party, so he started inviting the oh gosh, what is the op? OP. What is that short for here? I forget here. This story is written poorly. I'll tell you that. News break. But anyway, long story short, all these people showed up with their siblings and their cousins and all this stuff. This guy ended up having to pay through the nose, all because, including a cleanup fee and an extra charge for all this food. He was out hundreds of dollars that he wouldn't have been otherwise. And it just comes down to simple respect. RSVP. Oh gosh.
Don't even offer to pay. Like what? That was especially that. If no one was RSVPing, why was he still offering to pay? I've been like, you show up, it's on your dime now.
Yeah, I didn't want to get into the minutia of the story, but you're exactly right. Like the place didn't tell him, and he had to. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. But it all goes back to just simple, just be a decent person. RSVP, and the common decency is gone. Just common sense, just common courtesy. Here we have the Bayou Adventure at Disney World got stopped for an hour because some guy and his son, his little kid, they decided, you know what, let's jump out of our little log ride here and go for a tour behind the scenes. And they refused to get back into the thing. It's like, I don't understand people anymore. It's just stupid stuff. Okay. Anyway,
yeah, private property. There's rules, people. Like I'm all about being, doing whatever, but come on.
One last thing for you here, ladies. I have a video here. I want to know the strangest way you've ever been injured, because this video, I swear, this could have so easily been me. Let me find it here. Hang on. Oh, crap. That's the video. Me and Wes were trying to figure out which video we were missing earlier when we were loading these into the streaming service. Hang on a second. Here it is. Hang on. I'm going to find it. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll just describe it, and then I'll play it. I'm going to make Brad watch it next week. Brad and Jeffy. Oh, here it is. Oh, I found it. Here we go. Hang on. There we go. Hang on a second. Hang on. Okay. I got too much going on here, ladies. Hang on. Let me get this queued up for you. Hang on. We're a professional operation here. I like it. So I want you to watch this. This could have easily been me. Hang on. Watch this. Strangest way you've ever been injured. Watch this poor lady at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so she's walking. She's walking. What's this shopping? I don't know where the shopping cart came.
Oh, it took her down.
It's her. What? She gets pinned. She gets rolled over, and then it spikes the football in her white hair. Look at that. That's rough.
No. Oh, Grandma.
Hit her head. I hope she's okay.
That's really. Like the worst luck ever.
Right? Okay, that could have easily been me. All right, so Jessica, what's the weirdest way you've ever been injured?
I really haven't been injured much, but now that I'm getting old, the weirdest is sleeping. I wake up hurting from sleeping now. Yeah.
Can I just say I paid way too much for a mattress that causes me way too much pain, and I'm getting really pissed about it. Anyway.
Yeah, pillows and mattresses. It's so hard to get it just right.
Yeah, and then it ruins your day. In other words, you sleep like crap, and then your day's ruined because now your back hurts or your neck hurts, and you're like, damn, how much did I spend on that mattress? I'm so pissed. Y'all, I can't even begin. I have not talked about this. I have this thin piece of wood under my mattress. I've taken that out. I've put floor mats under my mattress. It has been a process, and it still freaking sucks. Anyway, Laura, any weird injuries for you?
I'm the same. Like I'm trying to think if I have ever injured myself oddly. But no, it's like the older I get now, it's my neck doesn't feel quite right, or I've
tried to cut my fingers off. I got bored with with cutting the shrubs out front, and so I decided, you know what, let me just try to cut my fingers off, and that was fun. 3 of them there, but anyway, they got.
That's a good way to be inventive and creative, and have fun new things to be worried about.
It's a hell of a story, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I appreciate y'all's time today. Please make sure that you follow. Follow at Fancy This, at Forest Mommy. Jessica, I wanted to ask you, because I know you do live streams. Is there a set schedule that people need to know, or should they just turn on notifications and just hope that they see, when you go live?
The stuff for my channel anymore is not so, but still follow me at Forest Mommy and Rumble especially. But the Friday night show I've been doing, correct opinion, is that's been we're doing that every Friday night. So that one's scheduled.
Specific
and it's at
time?
11 Eastern as we start.
11 p.m. Eastern. All right.
9 p.m. in the best time, Mountain Time.
That is the best time. There is not. You could drop me down anywhere in the Mountain Time Zone, and I will be in heaven. Yes, that's a fact. All right, and Laura, you should do some live streaming. Can we get you to do some live streaming?
This was your first one, right?
It was. Yeah.
How was it? Good?
Everybody give her a hand.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'll hang out with you guys. That's fun.
Okay. All right, ladies. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. Please be safe out there. I know there are storms in the middle of the country. Everyone, please keep your eye to the sky. Be safe. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you back here Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern when we talk about America's first dictator. With Razor Fist, we're going to talk about Abraham Lincoln. Thank y'all so much. Be well.